to me, it's like I'm not even aware of it, and then what happens is, it's not just one thought, it repeats itself. Somebody once said you're spinning. Once it starts, you're just spinning over and over and over again. How many times will you think, oh, why did she say that to me? You don't just say one time and let it go, right? I mean, maybe 20 times, and then as it increases and it starts, like you're saying, it's automatic and it keeps coming. The more that it increases, I think it's kind of like a hurricane, right? It gets stronger, doesn't it? Yeah.
You're reinforcing that thought over and over without really wanting, right?
Without even thinking.
Unconscious.
Yeah.
That's why it's automatic negative thinking.
It's on automatic, right?
Yes. And it's like the car you are driving. It's an automatic transmission. So you just got to press the gas. You don't need to change the gears. It keeps moving. That's what automatic negative thinking is about. It's on the move. But what do you do with it?
I think, personally, you have to be aware that it's happening. Because usually we're not even aware. We're just, it's going, and then, and that's why when people tell me they can't sleep at night, insomnia, I really believe, and I've seen people come to meditation specifically because they have insomnia, because they can't sleep and they come to meditation. I think insomnia is where your thoughts don't stop all night. Oh, it was like, was that a wake up call? That was scary.
That's a signal.
It's like a stop signal, right?
Yeah, so what did we think? We did in our minds with that thunder, what flashed through our minds?
Fear.
Yeah.
Fear? Did I see a fire?
Fire. Yeah, the lightning. Yeah, when you see the lightning, immediately you created it. After that, the sun is coming.
Right?
Sure.
You're used
So it's automatic. These are automatic vision. It's coming through our mind, and it's because of the situation, because we might have seen it before, seen the spark of light. So automatic processes is taking place within ourselves.
And I feel like when that happens, often it's a worry, right? Like worrying. And I think that's also happens late at night for people and why they can't sleep, You start worrying about something, and then it not only is the same, it gets worse. The worrying gets worse, or how you feel about yourself gets worse. It almost might go from, I'm not pleased to, I hate this, or I can't stand this person, or it increases, and it like a hurricane, like a bad storm, it intensifies, where you're no longer in control. It's in control of you. And I think eventually what happens is if you don't become aware of it, what happens, you think? I think it becomes a sickness. An illness, until somehow it resolves, and it will resolve all of these things. But I've seen people carry things for days, months, right? Being upset about something, feeling bad, right? Years.
For years. I met a guy the other day. He said that, I haven't spoken to that guy in 20 years. It's a relative. Why? Because he said something to me and that hurt me. But why don't you resolve it? No, I don't want to resolve it. So he's moving around with that emotion, with that pain for 20 years. How many miles did he travel in 20 years? Look at the distance.
So we are in charge. We don't have to live with, these kinds of things going on. We really, sometimes I feel like we just don't feel that we are in charge of our lives, Other people are controlling us. It's the boss, it's it's this, it's that, it's whatever, maybe not getting what we thought we should get in our lives, like respect. And so we often, it's a victim mentality. And that, when we're a victim, you know, and we feel that we didn't get what we deserved, or we didn't get, you know, according to our talents, or we were like so nice to somebody and so good to somebody, and then they didn't give it back to us, and like you say, we could stay with that for years. So we become the victim, like almost like we're a victim of a gigantic crime. I think people that have been victims of crimes, they heal themselves quicker than some little thing that happens to us in our lives, you know? There's this program on, has anybody seen it on CNN? It's Redemption. And the person that's been victimized, I think it's called Redemption.
Yes,
yeah.
it's Redemption.
It's on every week. I've seen it once.
The
and I thought
perpetrator and the victim
come together.
together.
The victim is
Yes.
willing to go meet the perpetrator and talk to them. And what it does is heal them from whatever happened. Maybe somebody in their family was murdered, and the victim, you know, I mean, would you ever want to have to talk with the killer, you know? And they do in order to heal themselves and realize, you know, a lot of them, this is part of what we teach in Raja Yoga, we're not getting into this, is there is a karma, you know, things to do with our past, and maybe not this life, past. And we don't always know what causes pain that happens to us in life, but at some level, even if we can't understand why it happened, we can understand that it's time to give it up. Because who are we hurting?
Ourselves.
Are we hurting that other person half the time that person doesn't even recognize the
doesn't
person
even know that
that you're still thinking about them, right? And you're hurting, we're hurting ourselves, you know, and going on and on with the automatic thinking, and it gets worse in time, and it turns into something else. What do you think it turns into?
Hatred.
Yeah. Resentment.
Or guilt.
Guilt, resentment, pain when, you know.
suffering.
Suffering.
Yeah, you suffer.
Yeah.
You feel unloved.
Physical illness too.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely. You know, you carry on that pain for a long time. We have a doctor in the house. It's gonna affect you at some point, right?
Of course.
I mean, at some point, if you don't just, I love this term on one of our meditations, and I always say it to myself, release in peace. You know, so if I'm feeling something that really saddens me or hurts me, I just say release in peace, and I try to release what I identify it, and I try not to blame somebody else. And usually, like I was saying earlier about the boss at the TV station that was criticizing me, usually it actually works to my benefit, because they help me. The people that hurt us the most, I think, help us grow. You know, they help us grow. Otherwise, we're just gonna be going along, you know, everything's okay, and when things aren't okay.